Hey guys, JD here, and I'm at the entrance to our pollinator paradise, our pollinator garden here at the nursery. If you've never had a chance to walk through it, you should. There's some cool plants, some cool butterflies, that kind of thing, but I'm getting off subject. Today we're going to go over how to water your newly planted tree or shrub. There's a lot of confusion around it, a lot of do's, a lot of don'ts, but I've got a real simple mind. I've got to make it easy for myself, so I'm going to make it really easy for you. So we're going to walk on back here and we're going to talk about it. All right, let's talk about watering your newly planted tree or shrub. First question I get all the time is, am I going to overwater it? The question 999,000 out of 999 times is no. I rarely have anybody overwater a plant. The only time I see something get overwatered usually is if it's in a pot, like a glazed pot or something, and there's no drainage and it just sits in water. I will see that, but that's pretty much the only time. So if you're wondering, should I water or not, especially when it gets this hot in May, June, July, August, September, the answer is yes, water. You're not going to overwater. And the only way I've really seen it ever be overwatered if the plant is in the ground is if I had somebody sit a water hose on something and turn it on and they left it there for 3 or 4 weeks and just let it water and water. So yes, but the odds of you overwatering are very slim. So if you're not sure if you should water or not, then water. I promise I would rather you do that than not water. But the rule of thumb is this, is if you've got a newly planted tree or shrub, and we're gonna, because the bulk of what we sell and what people get from us comes in April, May, June, that time frame. They get it in the ground. The weather is really conducive to not having to water much. You're getting a good bit of rain. It's not super hot. And then we hit July and August and September. That's the death zone to me. That's when people have it's vacation time and their plant's doing great and they hadn't had to water a whole lot and it just is kind of doing its thing on its own. That's when you need to water the most. So all that to say, if you can do this with your newly planted tree or shrub for 6 months, you're home free. And I know it's a lot, and I'm going to show you how to make it easy, but water it at least every other day. If you can do it consistently 3 times a week, water it properly, you will be fine. Your issue, my speech to everyone is this: it gets hot and you're watering well, and then you miss a week, and then you leave on that next Tuesday to go on vacation, then it's 2 weeks and you come back and your new tea olive is dead. That's because you didn't water it for 2 weeks and it's 100 degrees and we were not getting any rain. So the way to water, I mean, it can be a plant, larger one like this, or even a small boxwood or a giant red maple or drake elm. You're not gonna mess up doing this. Get a water hose, turn it on low. It can be on full blast if you want, but you may waste a little water. I turn it on about 50% or so, sit it at the base of the plant and let it water the plant for 10 to 15 minutes. If you do that 3 days a week, every week, your plant will live and your plant will be fine. And I'm gonna show you what, oops, got out of frame. Here I am. This is what I'm talking about with the water hose right here. Just on about like that or less. And all you do is you get it, sit it at the base of the plant and let it do its thing. And you're not gonna overwater it. If you forget about it and it goes for 30 minutes, you're fine. If you only get 5 minutes, you're fine. The key is consistency and getting it done at least 3 times per week. And then a lot of the plants will tell you if they need more water. Hydrangeas, sun hydrangeas, limelights, shade hydrangeas, the endless summers, they're gonna tell you if they need more water. They're gonna start wilting. Plants like Japanese maple are gonna start getting brown leaves, they're gonna start dropping. The good news is most plants will just tell you they need more water. You can fix it, start watering them, and they'll add more leaves, they'll perk right back up. Also, one thing you can do to make this really easy, we do this here at the nursery. I'm gonna show on the screen right now a little hose timer. If you get a hose timer, you can get them for 20 bucks at Home Depot or Lowe's here in town. Put it on your hose at your spigot, and you can set it. You can set it to come on once a day for 10 minutes, every 2 days for 10 minutes. Run that hose to your plant and you don't even have to think about it anymore. And you can get, if you planted several plants, say 5 plants, you can get the extensions on the end of your hose to run a little drip to each of them. That's really easy. Just ask me about that anytime. I can tell you how to do it. But a hose timer makes life really easy, and it helps you not to forget. So, and the other one, when to water. Morning time, nighttime. The best time to water is when you can water. Sure, maybe you could get some more fungus issues watering at night when the water sits on the leaves and all that. Yes, but if you're stuck for time, water at night. You're not going to kill your plant because you watered at night. Don't worry about it, not at all. Almost forgot, the last thing I would ask you to remember is, if you got a newly planted bush like this tea olive, do not, or a rose or a camellia or an agapanthus or a big tree, your sprinkler system will not keep that plant watered through the hot summer. The only thing it will do is keep your grass green and pretty. I tell people this all the time. They'll say, well, I had my sprinkler system on. And I'll tell them this, I'll say, if you went and turned that sprinkler system on for 3 hours in your front yard, usually it's on for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, turn it on for 3 hours, turn it on for 4 hours, turn it off, dig down in the dirt, and about that far down, it's gonna be bone dry. So it just does not get enough direct water to the roots of those plants. A sprinkler system really only gets enough water shallow enough to keep your grass green and pretty when it's hot in the summer. So that's how you water. I hope that helps. And if you have any questions, give me a call, come see me. Be glad to work it out for you. Thanks. Hope to see you soon out at Dothan Nurseries.